We all come into this world knowing exactly what it is that is important, the most important, the thing that if we truly kept hold of, anchored ourselves to, everything else would flow in the direction and the manner in which we saw. But instead, one of the things that happens is we have to learn how distraction is the evil to our growth, right? How distraction is the enemy to our growth. And when we come to discover that enemy, we have two choices. We can dive deeper into distraction, divide our distractions, get divided amongst other people to be distracted so that we can't focus on the things that we're here for, right? It's great that we have all access to entertainment on so many different streaming services. But we have to ask ourselves, is that truly why we incarnated into bodies, reincarnated and went through whole death and rebirth cycle? To watch the drama of another instead of living and creating our own dramas, right? The fact that so many of these services exist, it shows us just where our desires have fallen to. They fall into melancholy, right? We're more apt to watch the drama played out externally than to live it. Nothing has to be dramatic as something found on any of the services, but the drama of our lives, the thing that gets us up, the thing that keeps us up, the person that drives us madly in love. It's these epics of our lives that drives the passion, drives the blood. It's the subtleness that is nature, that is life. And loving it, loving all of it, the ups and the downs, is love. It's unconditional love. It's love for yourself. It's love for the world. It's love for another. The more that we tap into this feeling, this knowing, this embody unconditional love, the more we start to see it all around us. It's not just loving another person or even loving your animal, loving family. It's none of those things, and yet it's all of them. Love is all the way around. Things happen to us, things flow to us, things magnetize to us, things are attracted to us, and we are attracted to things. We can truly see the love here if we open our eyes and open our hearts. Matter of fact, close your eyes. Close your eyes. Don't trust your eyes. Open your heart. Open your heart and allow what you feel, allow your body, your soul's essence to flow through you. Allow God's energy, the source, universal essence, whatever it is that you need in this moment, allow it to flow through you because it is you. It's all around you. How do you love? It really should be a course. The more we are westernized, are indoctrinized, are educated, the more we need to be taught again how to love, truly how to love, not from a book, although books help, but it's something that is intangible. It's something that needs to be felt, something that needs to be remembered. So often our ancient days, our tribal days, things were handed down through story, through oral tradition, because you can hear it in the storyteller's voice when something was recounted to him and he's now telling the story in great vibrato and acting out the roles. This isn't just, don't do this because what happens is a snake may come out and it's gonna bite you, so just walk clean. No, that's not how you tell stories. That's not how you ingrain things in people's heads. Somebody hearing that, they're probably going to do exactly what they were going to do, and then the bad thing is going to happen. Instead, storytellers of old would have really gone in on something. It was just like, Once there was a time where a young boy was walking barefoot, completely unaware, looking to the skies, watching the hawks, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he hears a rattle. Right? He looks around and he sees nothing, and he keeps walking. But that gets louder, and all of a sudden, a stinging pain in his right ankle. He had never felt anything like this before. And the next thing you know, he's looking at the ground and it's this coiled up animal. It's a snake. And he knows, he's heard, this is the thing that can kill you. And so he runs back to the village scared. Although he doesn't know this, the more he runs, the more the blood, the venom from the bite is surging through his veins. He is dying quicker. He gets to the man that can save him, and it's already too late. And soon enough, the boy passes to the underworld. And now this boy wanders this place, trying to warn young boys, young girls of the danger of snakes. Many still don't hear him. Now, I know that's English version of a story, but man, if I heard that story versus the first, versus just, watch out for snakes. If I heard those two different things, I'm going to react to those things completely differently. I think we know that. The oral tradition, the way of teaching is gone. Instead, it's been replaced by rote memorization, right? You need to learn this so you can get a great score on the test. Oh, you need to remember these certain facts because they're more or less guaranteed to be on the SATs or the prep school exams and blah, 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 blah. These things are great for becoming cogs and machines, but raising creative, individual, unique, sovereign humans, with the ability to go out and create the world, the reality that they really want to be a part of, that they really want to see. If we're truly raising evolved humans, then that model of teaching is completely, it's worse than ancient. It's barbaric. It's barbaric at this point, but it's fine. Everybody has a choice. And if we have been products of those environments, we also have a choice to deprogram us, right? When we deprogram ourselves from all of this nonsense, we can start to see more of the magic around us. And we can start to actually connect with children even more, right? Connect with the creative aspect of ourselves that oftentimes gets buried in the have to do this, need to do this. This is the adult thing to do in this situation. This is the practical thing to do. This is the logical thing to do. This is X, Y, and Z. Thereby just tramping on our own souls to get to this apparently level of success in whatever it is. But if it's not bringing you purpose, right? If it's not your passion, if it doesn't make you want to jump out of bed, then it is more than enough, right? It's more than enough to be yourself. It's more than enough when you know and you remember that it all starts with love. Everything can be boiled down to love. Being in unconditional love with yourself, with your environment. And unconditional love doesn't just mean complete, absent acceptance, right? Or passive acceptance. It doesn't mean that, but it means, how would you live? How would you work? How would you breathe? How would you move? Right? If you were truly in love with everything, with life itself, unconditionally, how would you move? Would you move in the same way? Would you spend days inside watching many different shows, binging? Or would you be out trying to live, trying to see, trying to exist in the beauty that is life? We can choose to stay home. We can choose to exist inside the screen, inside as you're scrolling. We can choose to exist just scrolling. Or we can choose to say, you know what? I'm good on this. I'm real good on this. Let me get outside. Let me meet some other humans. Let me make some better connections. This doesn't mean that the first person that you meet is going to be, oh man, this is a great connection. No, the first person you might meet might be a fucking monster. But the thing is that we have to know what it is that we are seeking. And we have to know what it is that we are vibrating at. A lot of times we're vibrating and we're attracting things that we're not aware of because it's in our aura. It's in our field. It's things that we're subconsciously projecting and they show up. They show up whether we want them to or not. And sometimes it's because we haven't chosen ourselves first. We haven't loved ourselves first. That's one of the secrets behind all of this. It's not just unconditional love is everything it is, but we have to first find that unconditional love for ourselves. Our cup of unconditional love must be full first. Otherwise, we're in a situation where we're constantly seeking this love for our own self while also trying to pour into other people's cups. And that's always going to leave us at a disadvantage. That's always going to make it so that we can't truly be in our power. So we have to wake up to the fact that a lot of our blocks are around self-hatred. The self-hate is real in these streets. The self-hatred is so real that we don't even realize we hating. We don't even realize we hating on our own selves, and then we wonder why it's so hard to find love. It's so hard to practice love. It's so hard to be love. It's so hard to know love. Why is that? Because we are low-key hating on ourselves all the time. Whenever we see someone, and maybe we think they're beautiful, right? We think they're hot. We think they're sexy. We think blah, 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 blah. Fill in the blank, right? Are we purely thinking about that and appreciation for the external reality of the beauty that we are being shown or seen in our reality? Or are we judging that based on ourselves? So when we say a person is good looking, handsome, pretty, sexy, whenever we say these words, for some of us, they automatically mean I'm the opposite. They're like trigger words for ourselves, and we don't realize it. We don't realize that in that same moment that maybe we're getting turned on by a person, we're also dismantling our own ego in a way, our own self. We're putting ourselves down instead of just purely admiring beauty for what it is, right? Because there was a time when that was my reality. When just being in that space of appreciation of something, whether it be a car, whether it be a house, whether it be a this, whether it be clothes, whether it be somebody's teeth, whether it be hair, whatever it is, if I was definitely in appreciation of something, a part of it was depreciating my own value. I didn't feel as worthy as the thing that I was appreciating, regardless of what it is, right? If I painted something and then I saw somebody else's artwork and I saw how beautiful the artwork was, I wasn't just appreciating the artwork for its beauty, its talent, its creativity. No, I was judging my own. I was saying, well, that's good. Damn, mine's bad. Fuck. I didn't realize how bad I was. Got to get better. And that way of operating, I don't know, maybe that was just me. Maybe that's just me. But that way of operating, I started to see a long time ago that was not a way of operating to elevate myself, to elevate my being. It was a form of hatred, self-hatred, completely self-inflicted, all happening within the bounds of my head and trailing its way to the heart, right? Affecting how I actually experience the world. To deprogram that, oh, let me judge my work based upon everything else that I'm seeing. Let me judge my value based upon everything that I'm seeing. That piece there was key, was crucial, because my value isn't determined by anything that I'm seeing externally. Even if I want to judge and try to make comparisons, my value isn't there. My value isn't in the comparison. My value isn't in the two labels used to compare. the two boxes. It doesn't matter. My value is not there. My value is not even here. My value is intrinsic. Your value is intrinsic. It's always there. You're not seeking for it. It just is. We don't need validation. And when we stop seeking it and we go towards our destiny, our journey, our purpose, based upon how it is that we're really aligned with our vibration, with our higher self, that's when we'll truly start to see motions of change. You know, one of the reasons I believe that we truly haven't seen any kind of change for generations is purely because of that. We're producing smarter and more intelligent people. But this is based upon the standards of how many subjects can I know? How many degrees can I get? How many papers and letters behind my name can I obtain? We are the most intelligent, most educated, I should say, of many generations. And yet we're at the precipice. We're at the precipice of great change. Some say it's already here. Some say we're already held deep. It's in this space where we get to truly create. There's been many times in history that this has happened, and the one thing that saved humanity was the people that came to create, that came to make something out of everything that was around. They hadn't been indoctrinated in the same way. People might say, oh, people were dumb at a certain point. It wasn't that. It was that they weren't indoctrinated to take a predetermined path. Their path was infinite. The things that could be combined, the ideas, the strategies, the creations that could be uniquely interwoven into a new fabric of society or life were incalculable, were infinite, because people weren't bound or locked into labels or boxes. They were just free to explore. And that's truly what I want to remind us of. We're free to explore. We're free to be free of the labels. All labels, right? People feel the need to still box themselves in by separating themselves from the normal. You know, we get into situations where we try to remove ourselves so much from the system, we just create a new system. And you may think, oh, well, that's what we're all going to do. No, 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 no. Breaking free of the system is breaking free. Truly, no system. Freedom. What happens, happens. What's created, right? This algorithmic setup of life has to come to an end. Predictive behaviors, you're not predictable. You can be, but predictable is comfortable. Predictable is when things are safe and fuzzy. That's when predictable is rife. But we are not safe. We are not comfortable. It is not soft and fuzzy times. The times have changed. Are you ready? Are you ready to step into the role of uncomfortable alignment? Alignment with the things that maybe slightly make your skin crawl because of your crushing anxiety. Fuck your anxiety. Oops. Channel the anxiety. Channel it, okay? Make sure that you can use that energy for something that you find suitable, something that expresses you and your purpose. And if you don't have a purpose, use the energy to discover, to find it. Because trust me, you came here for one. Even if that purpose is just to show other people how to live abundantly, how to live in love, how to live living your purpose. There are levels out here. But how is it that you're truly happy and not faking it, right? How are you always in a happy mood, in a high vibing mood, without needing to fake it, without needing to get turned on, so to speak? Because there are certain people that if you meet them at the wrong time, the energy is dialed to zero. And that's great. Everybody has a choice to dial the energy in any which way, shape, or form. But life rarely has energy dialed to zero. Rarely. Even if life slows, I rarely, if ever, can honestly say I've seen life slow to zero. And yet we will slow ourselves to zero.